Good evening, everyone. Welcome to round 10 of the PAX Pokemon League Draft Tournament Australia. This is going to look a bit different. There's many people. Say hello, to many people.
Hello, many people. Sorry.
Well, round 30.
You should recognise most of them, but we'll go around anyway. So, once again, I am Professor Fern. To my that way, whatever way that ends up being, I don't even know anymore, is Novacascade.
Oh, it's me. Right. Hi.
Yes, it is. Forgetting your own handle now. I don't know. Next to him, we have...
I'm usually not the first one you call out.
No, normally I've got Kaka up in that slot, but he's down this time. It just worked out that way. Yes, you have. You're in second seat. Next to him, we have the Duke, who
hello.
Is actually, I believe, the first time we've actually had you on the webcam.
First time for this series.
For this series, yeah.
I figured out how to actually get my camera working. I had to press 2 buttons at the same time.
Your camera makes no sense.
I know. It's weird. I don't know why it's like that.
Why wouldn't you?
Yes.
Your camera has cheat codes, man.
Yeah, I had to input the Konami code as well.
But on the plus side, it now has infinite lives.
Yeah.
Next up, you know him,
everything.
you love him, and even though you want to strangle him for his puns, Kaka.
Hey kids, how you doing?
Next up, again, going along, now we've actually got more than the usual amount. Master of the Evil Dancing Pineapple, it's Llama.
Hello.
Who we unfortunately do not have video for, nor do we have video for Mr. Shine himself, Beavwa.
Good evening, and no, I couldn't work out more than one button for a camera, so no camera for me.
My camera I don't think even has buttons on it.
No, mine is like, it's on the keyboard, so I press function and F6.
Oh, it's an Apple,
okay.
okay.
Precisely. No, it's a Windows. It just has a function and an F6
Dude,
button
all we're
that
gonna
have to
do
press
is-
simultaneously.
You have the wrong
We're going to
keyboard
get
in.
an action replay unit jammed into your keyboard and be fine.
No. As long as I'm just glad people can see me now and I'm not looking like a complete idiot. But
I don't
that's
know,
not
your
the
leader
goal,
art from
I guess.
last year was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I meant like an idiot as in me thinking that I have the camera working and it's not.
Fair enough. I've actually just got to fix this because I've just noticed an error, but it's a minor thing. We shall carry on. We shall persevere. It's
Which
just
is
a,
It's put your leader right over your face.
no, it's just
also
a minor overlap in videos, and it's going to bug me if I don't fix it.
Oh, fair
Oh.
enough.
That made it worse.
And it's also infinitely better than not thinking your camera's not on and it actually being on. That could end badly.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. If I just do that, there we go. That looks so much better. Okay.
Huzzah.
So, after 10 rounds, we all know how this works. We're going to go through this week's battles and talk utter nonsense about them, which might or might not sound like color commentary. But before we do that...
It's going to be interesting to see how it goes.
Before we do that, we'll talk finals afterwards, because we don't want to spoil the results. But, guys, how are you feeling at this point in the series?
Stressed as hell, man. Stressed as hell.
I think
I've got a pretty good chance of making it.
Season length, like I think it's been a good length, and everybody's sort of getting to the end point. But those of us who have made finals are in for a couple more weeks stress. Yes.
Spoilers.
Yeah,
But
I am quite tired of battling for a little while. Had way too much different things happening that have been out of my control and causing me to lose, especially internet.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest kick in the pants through that entire series, is that disconnect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
was
though the
10
season's
ago?
been a good length because we've seen everyone just improve, and what everyone's doing with their battling at the end here is worlds away from how we all started, where a lot of us is going singles, switching. I don't know what I'm doing.
We
Well, I'm
know
still
our
doing that
teams
now, but
the thing is, we know our teams, we know what they can do. We've got an idea what our opponents can do as well. Because when we go into this, we go, all right, here's a bunch of Pokemon. We can see what some of the possibilities are. But getting into your opponent's headspace and thinking and understanding what they're likely to do, such as Nova and myself this morning, we were talking about trying to figure out what each other was doing. And I know he said to me that it was a case of, I am absolutely scared to death of you, because it's a case of, I have no idea what you're up to. Because both of us, part of the reason why we are where we are is that we don't have a fear of completely changing everything up and coming into a totally different tactic to what you might be expecting.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
But no, I can't speak for everyone, of course. But yes. But no, I've learned an enormous amount this series, and okay, I'm right at the bottom of the ladder coming into this series, this round, but I've had a blast. It's been an absolute joy.
Yeah, it's been so much fun.
And you take Llama here, for example, as well. He's come right off the bottom of the ladder, and we were in the chance of the top 4 there as well, potentially. So
Llama's learned to play dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely loved it every single week watching this podcast. Ben plays dirty. Llama plays dirty. Llama plays dirty. It's like, yeah, no, I'm using
Dancing
whatever
pineapple.
skills and needs. Oh god, I'm trying my goddamn best. I'm not punching below the belt. I mean, yeah, sure, a Destiny Bond here and there, but I
And that's
tried,
not
damn it.
dirty at all.
Destiny
It's
Bond
fine,
shenanigans
it's
all the way.
play. like I said to you the other week, Green, you've come a long way. You're now playing those percentage plays and making those calls. And that's been the real big difference in your game. That's why you almost took me out last week, because you made those calls and you almost got there.
Yeah. Oh, gotta love them last minute switches though for like, no poison jab. Definitely not salty at all.
Your poison jab, my assault
look,
vest, it happens, man.
Yeah, look, it happens, and unfortunately that's just the way, the cookie crumbles. But yeah, like, I've had an absolute blast going from last to not last.
Spoilers.
So, yeah. Hey, it's not spoilers. It's not last. But yeah.
No salt, Fern. No salt.
No salt at all.
Just pepper.
Hold the vinegar as well. But yeah, no, like, you guys have been great opponents, and I've had some of the best Pokemon battles ever, like, playing with you guys. I've got to say, I think...
agree.
Yeah, I think maybe Dazzles or Beavwa was probably my favourite battles, because I messed up so hard, and then I brought it back, but... Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good battle.
It was a good battle. Yeah, goddamn. Wait, did I even bring... I
Yeah,
don't think
it was
probably
there.
followed that one. Yeah, it was? Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I remember
sorry,
it.
I'll
All
stop
right.
stealing a microphone, and yeah, we can head off.
All right. Who wants to look at our first battle? Here it is. So first battle
Digital.
off the mark is the Melbourne MissingNos for Beavwa versus myself with the North Queensland Noiverns. This is a rather significant battle for me. It's my chance to get out of the wooden spoon. If I win this battle, I've got a good chance of not getting it. If I lose it, then yeah, I'm stuck with a wooden spoon or a wooden cast form or something. I don't know, something useless.
And I think for me, if I win this one, I think it's secured 4th spot
Yes, I believe
Correct.
you're right.
from memory. Yeah.
So
Only to play
coming,
for both teams.
absolutely. So coming into it, on my side of the field, I have the Pikachu, the Yellow Thunder, the Noivern, of course, the Mega Aggron we've seen every week. We have the Mawile. For the second time ever, the Mawile makes an appearance. We have the Magmortar and the Gigalith. All, except for the Mawile, they were all very familiar faces, although I really wish I'd gotten more mileage out of that Gigalith, honestly. This season, it's been... How many battles was it in? 4 or 5? I've just missed the numbers here. 5. There we are. So it's been 50% appearance.
I do love the way that you did run it throughout the season, though, as setting up spikes and then just exploding with a cust-out barrier.
Yes.
very out of place, I thought, and it was great to try and work against. But yeah, I didn't think it was completely useless.
No. It's not exactly the role I really intended it to fill with that build, but
Yeah.
on the other side of the
Things
fence,
find
we
their
have
places.
the Funfisk, the shiny Funfisk. I believe that's the shiny Funfisk, from memory.
Yes, it is.
The Galvantula, the Zatu, the Polyrath, Chandelure, and the Smeargle.
Yeah, so this is the third week I've actually used the Smeargle.
Three in a row,
First
isn't it
time was
now?
actually our previous battle.
Oh yes, that's
so
right.
yeah.
That's right.
So yeah, it's going to be the return of similar strategies, but maybe with a twist. Apart from that, I was mostly expecting Fern to bring all his water types because that's how Dezzles wrecked me 2 weeks ago, and he didn't pick any. So
Yep, so no Blastoise, no Walrein, no Omastar. I was actually kind of
So in
expecting
that-
you to bank on at least 2 water types, or water ice, water rock, whatever.
yeah,
So-
I did.
That was kind of my thought going into it, and I thought, I haven't gotten any mileage out of the Mawile. I'm going to bring that just for giggles.
So I'm taking
Alright.
from that then, Fern, that you were expecting a large variety of electric types, which obviously is what we're going to be seeing here.
Absolutely, that's exactly what I was looking at. Like, I was expecting the Galvantula coming in. That Smeargle, it's tricky. I kind of knew what it has up its sleeve. Like, I remember it doing Baton Pass. I remember it doing Transform and things like that. So I didn't know what he was going to go with that. The Stunfisk, of course, Electric Ground. It's going to make an absolute mess of water types. So, yeah.
So in terms of leads then, I'll start with you, Fern. What were you expecting to see as Beavwa's lead, and what were you going to counter that with?
All right. Well, my lead expectation was going to be the Galvantula, since it can come out and sticky web and cause all sorts of problems. But I would not have been a scrap surprised, really, to see the Stunfisk come out as a lead as well. With that in mind, the Gigalith would be the ideal choice there. It's got really good coverage against both of them.
And Beaver, what about yourself? What were you expecting Fern to lead with, and your counter of that?
Well, I've seen him lead with the Pikachu, the Magmortar in the past. I don't really have that many lead options for what I've worked out how to do with my team, so I'm pretty predictable at this point. It was either going to be Galvantula or Stunfisk. I wanted to try to save the Galvantula for a little surprise later in the match, so that's why I've ended up going with the Stunfisk at the start.
All right then. So with that out of the way, let us press the button. We've got a little bit of a lead in here, so... La 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 la. A slightly longer than usual lead in. There we go.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. So, Professor Fern is issuing a challenge. That would be myself coming out with the Stunfisk for Beavwa and Stonewall the Galvantula. The Galvantula. What am I saying? The Gigalith. They start with G. They're the same.
Close enough.
Close enough. Turn 1, we just swaps rocks.
The
It's
stealth-
rocks for everyone.
Yep.
Stones for everyone, and that basically ruins any focus sash plans anybody might have straight away.
Yeah, like on my Galvantula. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'd hate to step out on that field. It would
So-
hurt like hell.
We have an Earth Power coming in, doing 50% to the Gigalith. Retides with an Earthquake. I'm not sure what you're doing
Yeah,
here.
so then I half expect you to switch it out because another Earth Power would have actually killed it, so
Yes.
I go with something that won't kill it and you don't switch it out. It's mind games I beat myself with half the time.
Yes.
So there we see, of course, the custom
the rocks up.
explosion move.
It stuns the Stunfisk. It's going to go boom, which is exactly what the Gigalith does best.
Bye-bye, Stunfisk.
Probably should have switched to Chandelure there.
Probably.
Yeah, that would have been a completely useless boom in such case. So we have the Zatu come out to replace the late Stunfisk with the Mawile. And a little bit of...
Yeah, so I haven't seen this Mawile in action yet. This is a new one to actually... I didn't know what to expect, except pain.
What you get
And-
is a sucker punch to the face. And
Yeah, and there's the pain.
that is
So
the
what
pain.
do I do now?
wow.
I have no idea.
All right, here comes the
Right,
Smeargle.
plan B. So it's Smeargle plan B. Put it to sleep.
Yes,
Those stones are already doing quite a good job there as well.
absolutely.
Yep.
Mm.
So the more while is asleep, I'm going to keep it in. I figured he's going to set up, and then I'm going to run him into a sucker punch come the time he comes to fight. So Smeargle is setting up, as you might expect, with the tail glow.
Ooh.
Yeah, different
That's
move.
scary.
That is very scary. Tail glow is rather worrying.
Three
So that's a
stages of special attack
three times
memory.
boost, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's two of them.
Wow.
That's a full 6 times boost of special attack.
Yep. So I get the Morwile to wake up. I was expecting him to attack there, but he actually baton passes.
Which is even
Yeah, so
worse.
I was
is
originally
even
intended this for the
worse.
Galvantula, but I didn't think it could actually stand up to this thing, so
So I saw this
therefore,
come
I
out,
don't
and
know,
I'm thinking,
Poliwrath.
uh-oh.
Leftovers, of course, negating the rocks damage there.
Yep. So go for a sucker punch, figuring he's just going to come in and just bop it with a fighting type move or something equivalent to finish it off. No, he goes for the rain dance. So, yeah, not
Ooh,
good.
The plays.
Goes for the
And
scald.
that should have killed. That should have killed.
Focus band.
That
Ooh,
should have killed
man, first time
anything.
I've seen one actually work.
Yes. Comes
It's
back.
only a
Oh,
10%
we had one
chance.
earlier.
It is 10% chance, and it goes off. Retaliates
That's
with
like
a
the
play rough.
second or third time that's happened. So
Yep. Play rough, followed up by a sucker punch. Doesn't actually finish it because sucker punch doesn't do jack.
Yeah,
against,
that thing's a
play
tank,
rough.
luckily.
Yeah. It was actually sitting on the 1 hit point and could not take anything else from there. So down goes the Morwile.
But it was scary. I got to give it points for being scary.
Yep.
I saw the sweep coming.
Here comes the Pikachu wanting to retaliate. I figured the Pikachu would outspeed it. No. I forgot about Swift Swim.
Swift swim.
So
Which one
that's
is
a
Ah.
Pikachu well wasted. So
Ah,
my next choice is right. Okay, Swift Swim. There's no way it's going to even outspeed this. Do what you like. And yeah, played safe.
like going
went
straight for the
immediately.
Draco.
I could have gone
So
for the
if I'd
Hurricane
actually-
there, but yeah. I just wanted to do it with
That's 100%
style.
in the rain, isn't it?
It is.
Always
Hurricane, I
has
to
believe,
be a
does
style.
always hit and rain, though, from memory.
Yes, that's correct. 100% accuracy in the rain.
Yeah.
Here comes the Chandelure. I'm not honestly overly
So
worried about the
shiny.
Chandelure. I keep forgetting it's got Shadow Bulb, so I'll go for the Hurricane. It's not 100% rating at this point. It does, however,
and
get the 10%
what's
confusion.
yeah. Two 10%'s already in this match.
Yes. And both to
Bad
me.
luck.
Here comes
And
Hurricane
also-
again.
I've never got a
doesn't
full
miss.
burn the whole season, I feel like.
Chandelure hangs on by a tiny margin.
Ooh.
Retaliates with
And
Shadow
here
You're
Ball.
about to
Shadow
hit
Ball.
yourself in confusion.
Bombs
That
in
Shadow
face.
Ball hits her, and at least I get a critical. It's something on my side.
Yes. The Ultra Duck makes an appearance.
Okay, so speaking of luck, so how much health has it got left when this one hits?
That one.
'Cause I don't see anything. One, literally one.
1 hit point.
Because you know why
Wow.
not?
Because why not? So we come out there. Here comes the Galvantula. It's just going to go straight for a Volt Switch. Finish off the Magmortar, as you might expect. So can't fault that move there.
Yeah, that Magwater wasn't going to last for that very much longer, so...
Nope. Here comes a Smeargle.
Now, I believe under our competition rules, I can't use Spore again because I'm only allowed to put to sleep one Pokemon.
At a
Only
time.
allowed to have
Yes.
one opponent asleep at a time, yeah.
Oh,
At a
it wasn't
time,
at
so
a
you
time
could've
though.
gone
The
again.
document doesn't say at a time. It's
It-
just at all.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be boring if you just put something to sleep, knock it out, keep doing that. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
So here we go. Mega Aggron versus Mega Aggron. Coming in
I love
with
this
the Brick
matchup.
Rake. It's super effective. And there's that Rocky Helmet.
Yeah, so the Rocky Helmet, I figured if I'm going to be in this spot, the Rocky Helmet will be at least a change from the attack boost from last time.
Yep. So this is just 2 Mega Agrons wrestling and possibly destroying small buildings.
Medium-sized buildings.
Brick break after brick break after brick break.
They just really wanted to break those bricks.
Have to totally break those bricks. Down goes the Smeggle.
That's it. Down goes Smiggle.
Rocky Helmet
And
takes
there's
out
the
the
Rocky
other Aggron.
Oh my
Double
god,
KO
that is
of Mega
hilarious.
That's amazing.
That is hilarious.
And I lost to myself, so wooden spoon for me. The tick would be proud.
But at least if you had to lose, you went out like that.
I
'cause
went
that
out
was
with
just
style.
Yeah, man. I like
went
that.
out with two giants killing each other in a final clash.
Oh, yes.
Ah,
I feel like I'm in the
Suitably
middle of
everyone's
a
skills.
Japanese monster film.
There may have actually been collateral damage for that last bit. A lot. of collateral damage.
versus
Godzilla.
title
to a
thing.
Gamera.
Mothra.
Yeah.
in that,
Before,
Gamera.
never actually fought
in that
Gamera.
last battle, no light screen or reflex stood a chance.
No. No.
All of the
No
all
chance.
of the screens got destroyed.
All the screens were gone.
I could have.
Yeah.
There's a few moves, like I made a mistake there throwing up that Pikachu. Had I kept that Pikachu alive and not derped it, then that I probably could have won it. I think that would have actually killed the Galvantula.
Yeah, it would have been pretty close between Pikachu and Galvantula.
Mm.
Yeah, because
Michael does
Galvantula
make
would
an
come
absolute
down to
monster.
about 50% with the rocks, so...
Yeah, it would have come down to speed, and speed, I think the Pikachu only just cinches it. I'll actually have to run the numbers properly on that.
Galvantula's like 176 or something. It's pretty damn fast.
It is pretty quick,
Mm.
yeah.
I think it's the fastest thing on my team besides the Mega Bee drill.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Bottom spot me.
But that was a really
Congratulations.
good match.
I
That was a lot of fun.
lose. That was a really, really good match. I'm so glad I had that one.
It's kind of funny that Beavwa didn't bring a Mega, but ended up using a Mega anyway.
Yeah, actually.
That's the second time
He
I've
just
done
used
that.
my
too.
Mega.
Hang on, that'll be against the rules, won't it?
Yeah, he used two Mega. He's disqualified.
Oh.
Well, it's funny. I did actually do a little test where I thought, okay, if I transform into the opponent's Pokemon and I'm holding the Mega Stone for that, technically I haven't drafted the Mega, but the game code didn't let me. I tested it out. It doesn't actually let you Mega Evolve if you transform into it.
into the
Ah.
non-Mega
That would have been pretty funny if I could do that.
That would have.
That would be really funny. Oh.
In that case, I would have been
Just
expecting
like
it
you
against the Mega
have-
Mawile, probably.
For
Well,
people's
you would have had
interest,
to basically.
the Pikachu would be running at 142 speed against 176. Even with a speed positive nature, it's not going to do it.
Mm.
They could have taken the hit, so I guess I'd be going the Bug Buzz.
I feel like that would knock it out.
It'd be close
Yeah,
if
that
it doesn't.
Pikachu. Pikachu can't really take that much.
It's pretty glassy.
Neither can Galvantula though.
Yeah, but you're
yeah,
out
Bug Buzz-
speeding, so definitely would kill.
Yeah, 99 to 117.2% should do it
Okay.
Yeah.
if the rock's out.
So there we go.
Yeah, so Spider would have got it.
Spider
There are
would've
no
got
more
it.
what ifs.
No, I think that's all for the hypotheticals for now. We could probably hypothetical a bit about some of the other matches, though. Moving on, battle number 2. It is the North Sydney Ninetales for Dazzles versus the Perth Hills Houndooms for Guthie. What do we got here?
Oh, neither.
We can let them talk about it.
Unfortunately, yeah, neither of them are here.
Yeah.
It would happen like that, wouldn't it?
Of course.
Yeah.
All right.
It is
So-
what it is.
It is indeed. So, for Dazzles, we have the Slowbo, the Altaria, the Llama, the Ninetales, the Quillfish, which he's been getting some mileage out of lately, actually, and the Azumarill. On the other side of the field, we
Interesting.
have the Heliolisk, the Escavalier, the Cofagrigus, the Brainfart, Volcarona, the Tentacruel, and of course the Snorlax.
So no low punny
No
this
Mega
week.
this time on
No
Guthie's
Megalopunny,
side.
no.
Hmm. What we do have, though, is we do have a high-speed electric type against what appears to be a team that has 4 times weakness to electric, with the Slowbro, the Altaria, unless it megas, the Quillfish, and the Azumarill. So that's going to soak a fair bit of Heliolisk hate.
That thing's
Cofagarius,
fast
of
even
course.
without a scarf.
Heliolisk
Yeah.
is stupid quick, yes.
With a scarf, it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
You ever seen a full-length lizard go tearing across the desert? They're quick.
Yeah.
I was saying, given that it's likely to outspeed most of Dazzle's team, I wouldn't be surprised if Guthrie was running at specs just to completely destroy faces.
All right.
Absolutely. Because the Heliolisk speed is in around about the 170 range from memory as well.
Yes.
It's also quick, yeah.
It's very quick. So, who wants to put some predictions down for openers here? Any takers?
Well,
Oh, take it.
if I would have to go with Jess off the picture, Heliolisk and Azumarill.
Yeah.
But that's only going off this. So I haven't seen anything from this battle. It should be interesting matchup.
Dazzles does like to lead with that Azumarill. I know he runs some priority on it as well.
Yep.
It's definitely a good choice to sweep, to start with a sweep with Aquajet. So
Well,
if you
I
really need the
think-
priority.
I think I've had the Galvantula out against it, and I might have hit it with Thunder. I know I've hit it directly with an electric move, and it just took it and then kept hitting me with priority. So he has got some fairly tanky ones.
All
Not
right.
having
Also
watched
tactics.
not having watched the battle, I'm actually going to make a bit of a different prediction to you guys. I know Guthrie does really like leading on the Cofagarius, where he doesn't have the low punny, so I'm expecting to lead with that. Dazzles, I know he's watched enough of Guthrie's battles to know a few of Guthrie's tricks, and I suspect he's going to read the Cofagarius lead. And I don't think we're actually going to see the water types of the Azumarill. I don't think it's going to come out in the lead there. I expect we're probably going to see the Malamar as a lead. Simply going for the ability for it to hit hard with a Psychic or a Dark type move.
All right. In that case, let's start this thing up and see what we've got. Oh, no leading this time. Okay. What are you doing, Dazzles?
Likes to switch things up.
He does. He
Well,
does.
apparently he's issuing a challenge.
He is, and he comes out with the Azumarill and the Heliolisk. So whoever predicted that gets $5 from someone.
Yay!
Not me.
That Azumarill just got absolutely wrecked by that Heliolisk.
Okay,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
that
That
went
thing hits
down
hard.
fast.
It
I
does.
don't know why he's left that in.
Yep,
Well, it doesn't really have anything to take a hit either.
indeed. So Heliolisk is not sticking around for the Ninetales. The Ninetales probably might outspeed it.
If
Well, it's
scarfed,
probably
which
going to be
means-
scarfed.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So it gets the flamethrower to the Snorlax, and nope. Just nope. Oh dear. So,
Going
but
into Malama. Okay.
that's a
It's
rather
not going to do
soft.
too much to the Malamar. That thing's probably going to come back, I'm guessing, with a superpower, which means the Snorlax is going to switch out into the Cofagarius on betting.
Yep. So very well predicted
Called
on
us
Guthy's side right there.
Well, the Malamar is very limited in what it's actually going to do, so...
Yeah, it wants to build up its defense as soon as possible using superpower.
Yep.
So. Oh, and then Cofagarius does the exact same thing, but boosting up twice.
Yes. Here we go.
Trying
The
to become-
Mega
That's actually a very
Altaria.
good change this time because he's actually running his special Mega Altaria, so...
Ooh, now that hurts.
Yeah,
Well, it's
the
now
1.3
Ferrotox to the
times.
Pixelate.
Yeah.
Yes.
But,
So just got the post turn faffery going on here. There we go. So Cofagrigus has had enough. It's not sticking around to take another one of those. Here comes Tentacruel. Right into a Dracominion.
Now we know this thing also tends to run sludge waves, so I'm not expecting this Mega Altaria to sit in if that Tentacruel is still in there.
Oh yeah, that would be a very bad idea. Switching out, and he comes with the Quillfish, which is actually quite a good choice.
Not
I
much
keep
of a
on thinking
difference.
that Quillfish can evolve every single time I see it.
I think it honestly needs an evolution. Ooh,
But
very close.
did not think that thing would be packing Giga Drain. That is definitely a surprise to me.
Yep.
Yeah. Good choice.
That Quillfish, defensively, that's probably actually a very good choice. Offensively, not so much against the Tentacruel, unfortunately.
Mm.
And it just bops
And-
itself out.
That'd be a
And
lot.
once again, we see so many things living on just a sliver of HP.
Oh,
Like,
it's been a running thing throughout this entire tournament.
it really has.
So
Really,
Tentacruel's-
you just need to survive with that little pixel. of
It's
health.
it makes all the difference.
Yeah.
So Kiri is just going to burn the big blue. There we go.
Ooh.
That's what
that
we want
hurts.
to see.
But the big blue could just sleep that off, so it's not
Yeah.
so much a relevant thing for it.
Indeed.
Especially if he's running Resto
I'm not
Chesto,
sure
which
this
is
one-
pretty common for him.
Because it's
We'll
not
see.
running like the stockpiles or anything.
Going to go for a body slam against the the Slowbro, and that's not going to do very much at all. So going to do it again, and still not do very much at all.
He does have a fairly offensive Snorlax that doesn't have any of the rest or recovery, so this might be that one.
I think it might, yes.
Mm.
So he's going to leave it in there, and he's just going to let it get bopped off.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Well, if he's not running the Resto Chesto variant, then yeah, it's pretty much dead at this point.
There it goes.
I think that was actually choiced. It only used body
It probably
slam.
was.
I think you might be right
Close
there.
was an assault vest, and it was just because it didn't seem to take much from anything.
So
Yeah,
Helios
but
comes
no.
out,
Okay.
Senior Derp
Stab.
is not sticking around. Out comes the Malamar once again. Takes
Flip
the
side,
thunder.
though, I mean, the Snorlax is very bulky in terms of its offensive and also defensive stats anyway, both special and physical.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if it was carrying thick fat, then the flamethrower, like, ineffective damage makes sense.
Yeah.
True.
Unfortunately, that Malamar did not get a word in edgewise there. That Helios just wiped it out.
Ooh. Okay, and I think this is the solar power Helios. So it's gonna get more special attack out of the sun,
Yep.
but
But it
keeps
does take
switching out. Yeah, it does take pain, so...
Yeah.
Although I could be wrong.
Well, the other option's dry skin, isn't it? And I think
Yes.
that just makes it even more frail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The
that's
dry skin
true,
wouldn't
yeah.
be too bad considering the plethora of water types that Dazzles has got.
Yep.
That's probably what he's running then.
So here we
But
go.
again, in the sun
We
fight.
got the
flamethrower.
Ninetales out to regain some ground. So it just took out, well, finished off, I suppose, the Tentacle and the Cofagrigus.
The withdrawal there obviously proves the scarfing, because that's obviously going to come out against the Volcarona, because that's not going to do anything to it.
Yeah. A couple of fire spins from the
Surprised
Volcarona.
I'm surprised it's not getting the boosts off. I've seen that way too
Oh,
much.
there we go.
There it
That's one.
goes.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Just had to prove me wrong.
Of course, of course. Here comes
What's the
Senior
chance
Derp
of that
against the
boost? It's pretty
Volcarona.
high.
I think it's a 30% chance of getting the Pyro
Ooh.
Dance.
Yep.
Uh,
Special attack boosted, bug buzz,
Yep. That's up by 2,
Same
I believe,
type.
isn't it?
super effective.
yeah.
So yeah,
So-
that's 1x Slowbro.
Mm.
Alright.
Ooh, nice.
A little bit of citrus berry going on, yes.
A little bit of citrus berry on the side.
Da-da-da-da.
doesn't really meet the tune of the song though.
No, not quite. So
Had
we
to
got the
try that.
photos. There goes the
Oh,
Volcarona.
it's alright.
There it goes.
Yeah.
And now, which one's faster? We finally find out.
The Heliolisk gets faster.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there it goes.
And
Which
neither
means
of
it
them
has to be scarfed as well.
Has to be scarfed. Yeah.
Yes. And there we go. Victory to Guthie, securing his spot as number 1 in the finals.
I think we really have
Definitely,
to give Guthie a round of applause. He's absolutely
Oh.
nailed it this season.
He really has.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
absolutely stellar performance through the whole thing. So,
Well, I think he only lost one match
Yeah.
One
through
match.
the
against
whole
MissingNo.
season. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, just the one.
So done pretty darn good. To
Did
get
done
that
good,
far.
yes. So, yeah,
But
that
they can still be undone, so.
very good match
I was
down
going to say,
there.
season's not over yet.
Yeah.
No. So very, very good match there. It came down to a 2-0 victory, I believe, there. That Escavalier was still happily
was-
sitting on the bench.
Telling me.
That's. I was going to say that said it probably wouldn't have lasted very long against Kerry.
Oh, no. No, Kerry would have...
Yeah,
And
no,
he was
definitely.
happily staying on the bench.
It was happy just to be as far away as it could from Kiri.
Yeah.
Yes. I suppose if he'd taken out Kerry earlier in the match, we would have seen that Escavalier make an appearance.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Almost certainly, yeah.
So that's 2 battles down. Battle number 3. I need to actually load it up. I should probably do that properly. There we are. Battle number 3 is the Perth Coast Cloysters versus the Brunswick Bidoofs. So Llama versus Duke. I'm going to leave this to you guys. So Duke and
Okay.
Llama,
Okay.
go for it.
Yeah, so I ended up bringing in the Dragonite, Quagsire, Abipom, Doublade, Holucha, and Sableye. I was kind of mixed about like bringing the Dragonite and a couple others, especially because they had I shouldn't say they. Llama had some ice moves that could really destroy it, but I completely forgot that was a thing that he had. So yeah, that could have ended that could end badly, I should say, for me. But besides that, I was pretty happy with most of my picks, the way they were. Though I really wish I could have brought the Bidoof out for the final week, but I didn't trust myself for winning with it.
It's a great novelty, but a solid fighter it ain't.
Especially if the opponent has a ghost type.
Mm.
It's kind of gets walled out by any ghost type, so have to be pretty careful.
Yes. And how about you, Llama? What about your picks?
Well, I had Furfur, Arcanine, Nidoking, Ludicolo, Frostlass, and Glade, or Mega Glade. Yes, I was coming into this with my usual dirty mind of how to use the opponent to my advantage, and I noticed that either, Duke always opens up with either Meowstic or with Ambipom, or majority of the time. So I was thinking about opening up with Glade and getting either Faked Out or something along those lines, and getting a speed boost out of that with my normal Glade instead of Mega Evolving it straight away. I thought, great, I can sweep with that.
Excellent.
Yes, at least that was my plan. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, I completely forgot about that. As I just went, should I should start with Mega Sableye. That seems like a good idea. Oh wait, no, I need that for Glade later on. Let's just go with the Dragonite. Why the hell not?
All right. Well, let's
Yeah.
let's fire this up, shall we? See what happens here.
Alrighty.
I see that Dezzles has actually moved sometime between then and now. He's on I'm just going by the background music. He's not in the Pokemon Center anymore. There we go. So, Llama is issuing a challenge.
Dun, dun.
So we got Yugi,
So,
the Mega
yeah,
Glade.
start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Dragonite.
And I just want to nope go out of there.
Just nope.
Oh.
Also nope.
So
was
yeah,
gonna take
I switched out so I could deal with the Mega Glade because I thought it was going to use some fighting type or something like that. So I was like, yeah, switch out to a Ghost type. There was a lot of switching straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Swords Dance definitely helped with a few things coming up, though I did not expect a Paralyze off that. And then immediately not being able to move.
I was trying to RNG Jesus for that one.
Yeah, I wasn't really concerned about being paralyzed because I was already slower, but then, got not being able to move.
Yeah.
Kind of got annoyed with that.
So my first plan failed with trying to get flinched. So I'm thinking, all right, what can I do? I'll try and set up with Furfro for a Ludicolo. And
Yeah, I was kind of surprised not seeing what you call it, the fur coat. But yeah, I protected there and just to see what you would do because I wasn't sure if this would KO what it kind of did. I thought that would live with a little bit of HP, but
good night, Swift Prince. And in comes the king using Earth Power.
Yeah.
yeah, I wasn't survived that. I thought maybe, but no.
I would have thought with a vial at it, probably would have.
Yeah. But yeah, kind of try to get my speed up and use power sky attack, get rid of the power,
Yeah.
get Burden going, and cause why the hell not get the critical hit while I'm at it?
If it didn't critical, I could have Ice Beamed and killed that Halucha straight away, and I would have been on easy streak from there on. But oh god.
Yeah,
I
well,
just
you
walked in
ended up
front of
doing
you.
that anyway, so
Oh yeah.
you did your job, but one turn late.
I need that on my business card. That's job. One turn late.
So I ended up doing a Will-Wisp here because I didn't want to deal with your what's that move? Destiny Bond?
Yes.
I didn't want to have myself get killed with a Destiny Bond just in case I needed the Sableye later.
Yeah.
But what was the Shadow Ball that you would hit with ended up doing a lot more damage than I thought it would.
Yeah. I think I did Ice Beam. I mean, we can just watch the video and find out. But actually, I've got my little sheet up. Yeah, Ice Beam. Yeah.
Yeah, so that ended up doing a lot more damage than I thought it would. So I was hoping to get Calm Mind up instead of a Recover, but...
Yeah, I honestly thought you'd go for a Calm Mind there, but...
it was too risky.
Yeah, too risky, definitely. Yeah, and
then I remembered this thing had Justified. So I swapped into a Dragonite, what was an excellent decision with how little that did. So got myself, while you withdrawing, got myself off a setup. What pretty much set me for the rest of the match. So that kind of ended the match there with the speed. Though saying that,
I do try and come back.
It kind of outsped me what was out of the blue and I did not expect. Though
Well,
I have a Lumberry.
Yeah, I knew you had the Lumberry, and I just thought, nah, this game's already over, so I'll just do what I can. And unfortunately,
it was a good idea to poison me because that got rid of my Lumberry. What means when I finish off my outrage, I get confused. I may hit myself confusion.
Yeah.
So,
And I gotta be honest, I did not build this Gallade at all with Dragon Knight in mind. I was building it with, I had Leaf Blade purely for good old Bob.
Wait,
Yeah, for Quakesire. But yeah, that was the only grass, that Psychic card, which would have done nothing for your Sableye. And what else did it have? It had Magic Coat, because I was going to bounce back a Will-O-Wisp or either a Thunderwave out of your Meowstic, which you didn't bring. So
I kind of wish
yes,
it did come
I went
down
through a lot
to,
of hard training for it, and nothing happened.
I kind of wish that it did get off the Magic Coat at some point, because that would have been... I'm not sure how it works exactly, but I want to say it... If I burned you as a Mega Sableye, you bounce it back, then I bounce it again towards you because I have Magic Bounce. So you would still get burnt anyway.
Yeah, I wonder how that would actually work.
Yeah, that's an
I
interesting
want to
question.
say that's how it works, but
I think it only
entirely
bounces once.
I
Only
think you
bounces
might be
once?
right.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've been
Okay.
running that Xatu with Magic Bounce the whole tournament as well, and I think I looked into it early, and it's like, yeah, there's not going to be a crazy back and forth. It's just
Yeah, I
a
knew
straight
it
out
wouldn't-
move.
I knew it was with Magic Bounce, it only bounces once, but I wasn't sure with Magic Coat. So,
Yeah, sorry, my internet keeps dropping out here. Yeah, I looked it up. With if I used Magic Coat, it would have bounced back, but it only happens once per turn, so your
Oh.
Magic Bounce wouldn't have activated. So I would have got the burn off on you.
still, that would have been hilarious. It's like bounces back towards you. But,
Yeah, bounce back instantly would be great.
It's
The
like
only-
an
the
endless
only
loop
main-
because Magic Code is still up.
yeah.
Because I'm rubbing your
the
glue.
The only problem with the plan with the Magic Coat is that if it was at the start of the whole thing, I would have burnt you before you were able to get the Magic Coat out because of Prankster. So-
Magic Coat has +3 priority. Instead of
Does it?
+1, yes.
Yep.
I looked it up.
Oh, I'm learning new things. Who would have thought?
Llama's dirty
I
tricks are
never-
coming out again.
Yes, I'll twist my evil mustache.
And that comes down to those
yeah,
percentage plays I was referring to earlier.
Yeah, I mean, look, out of the last 3 weeks, none of my dirty tricks have worked. So, I mean,
They
I
just
come
gotta
out with
get
3
better.
losses in a row. Yeah. But hey, I
Don't
mean,
get
it
more
happens.
maniacal.
It does, it does.
Yeah, and hey, if we do this competition again, I plan on bringing out more tricks out of the bag. So,
I would actually be terrified if on the second season, Llama ended up drafting the Smeagol. Because, oh my god.
Oh,
stuff he
wow.
could come
oh
up with.
god,
Oh my
I
God,
would.
that'd be
I so
hilarious.
would.
Run. Just run.
That's it. Tournament
Okay.
over, Llama wins. Just call it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all the 1 KO moves. But yeah, I mean,
God.
yeah. So, I mean, that's the end of my run, unfortunately.
Yep,
I
that
was
was me at 5th. So
yeah.
I think Llama. I'm not sure what Llama's at.
Well, I
Llama
I
finishes
still
in
think,
6th place.
yes.
Oh, all right.
But we'll run through it all at the end.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So,
Mm.
we have one more battle for the night and for the
Excellent.
round before the finals. And here it is. The Blue Mountains Milotics for Nova and the Adelaide Crobats for Kaka. So why don't you guys explain to us what exactly
Oh,
you're
boy.
doing here?
You want to go first, Nova?
Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah. Kaka, as we know, has a lot of crazy things, and as we've said, has absolutely no hesitation in completely screwing with everything on his team just to mess with the opponents. So, I mean, I had a pretty solid win against Kaka the first time. I had absolutely no doubts in my mind that it was going to be a lot closer this time. I ended up settling on a team of Mystic, Boneyard, San Andreas, Cuddles, Abyssal, and Storm, to use my nicknames that I'm finally getting my head around. I did actually, again, make a last-minute change to my team. I was planning on bringing Gramble to I was planning on running an Assault Vest Gramble because Kaka does have quite a few special attackers on his team, but it was mostly to do with the Charizard because it was then going to have Rock Slide as one of its moves. But then realizing that Gramble is slow as all hell, and even with an Assault Vest, a Flamethrower Under the Sun was going to do like 80% damage to me. I'm just like, no, this ain't working. So ended up taking it off and chucked the Gastrodon on there instead. But yeah, there was plenty of thoughts going into the team movesets that got changed up. So I was quietly confident, but I had a feeling that Kaka was bringing the Bishop, and considering it's basically done nothing the entire season, and when we were recording last week, Kaka was repeating that it had done nothing last season, and I thought, nah, something's going down here, and
up to
was
something.
running some numbers. Yeah, he's up to something, and running some numbers, and like if that Bishop got a Swords Dance up, I was basically screwed. There was going to be nothing I could do to it. So there was plenty of planning went in, assuming the Bishop was going to come. But then I was also kind of assuming that the Charizard was going to come as well. I mean, I've got a bit of a fire weakness on my team, so I got 1 out of 2, so that was all right.
So I guess the question is, what were you actually expecting? Was you expecting the Bishop and the Charizard? What were the other 4 you were expecting?
Clefable and Porygon were definites, and I was probably leaning towards the Kecleon as well. So yeah, I didn't expect the Rotom or the Glaceon, but at the same time, my team covers those pretty well, so I wasn't too unsettled by the fact of them being there.
And
right.
I was knowing how this battle played out. What were you expecting me to lead, given what you've seen here?
Honestly, I was probably expecting the Bishop to come in, and I thought I had a plan. Well, yeah, you run through yours, and then I'll explain what the plan was and how that worked out for me.
I'll do that. So, leading from comments that Nova's just made there about the Bishop, that was a inclusion about 2 a.m. this morning, which involves really, really rapid breeding and EV training and all sorts of other funny things. When I realised that I'm very probably going to see that Jolteon as his opening lead, he has really 2 choices against me: the Mandibuzz or the Jolteon. And we saw the Mandibuzz last time. This time we saw the Jolteon. And I'm going to actually talk about your team first before I get to mine. I was expecting the Mandibuzz, the Excadrill, the Scolipede, the Jolteon. Was figuring probably the Mega Medicham. Wasn't exactly expecting the Gastrons. That was a bit of an unexpected one there for me, but I was expecting the Jolteon lead. So, crunching numbers, I decided the Bishop lead was going to be my answer to that. And we'll talk more about what that was specific was in a moment. But for the rest of the team, of course, I've got the Clefable there, Pink Floyd, as you've seen in the past. This time we've got the dark side of the moon. Bishop being Vegeta, because it just looks like... Yes, you realise what my team name puns are now.
Yes, I get
Vegeta
that
being
one.
the Bishop. We have Dr. Fistopoulos, the Kecleon. We have Valkilmer, because, the Iceman, seriously. We have Volteca, the Rotom, and of course we have the Danger Duck as ever. Game plan here was really to break the Jolteon, break the Scolipede, and take down the Mandibuzz. From there, I should be able to do the yards. But yeah, Nova, over to you about the Jolteon Bishop matchup.
Yeah, well, let's all hit play, and I'll sort of explain as we go. If you're
Alright.
good with that.
Onwards.
Yeah. So expecting the Bishop lead, and the thing that holds Bishop back is its speed is not too crash hot, so it relies on
It's
Sucker
terrible. It is awful.
So I knew a Sucker Punch was coming, and I bred my Jolteon so that It had speed enough to outspeed pretty much everything. Max special attack, and it was spec'd. And it had enough HP to take a sucker punch. If it was jolly. But it was adamant.
Oh, no.
I ran those numbers and I knew that. That's why I chose to leave the sucker punch bush up there.
Yeah.
What we of course see here is we see the rocks.
A spec Jolteon goes down straight away. That is never a good thing.
No. But we of course see the rocks coming out from the Bisharp here, which is my secondary game plan, because I needed to get chip damage on whatever is coming next, especially that Mandibuzz. And I needed to break any sashes that were coming out as well. These just had to be done.
Yeah, it was a smart play. I still, for some reason, cannot seem to get a scored burn in this entire tournament. I feel like I've scored so much, no burns ever. So, yeah.
I think this is the only tournament that has ever happened.
I know. And it would be my luck. Managed to get a decent switch in with the Excadrill on the Moon Blast. I was really thinking about that hard as to what he was going to go for, and I thought, oh shit, that's done a bit more than I thought. This must be offensive.
That Clefable is actually 252 HP, 252 special attack, and modest. So it is highly offensive special attack. But obviously, can't stay in against an Excadrill. That's just going to kill it in one shot. So out it comes for Danger Dock, which is a fantastic, solid sitter-in of just dealing with things.
And I'm naturally going to go into my tanky of tanks, my Mandibuzz, which is still, sitting good. It's not taking too much in the way of damage, so I'm able to roost it off and get back to full before the duck starts doing any shenanigans.
But this, of course, is the first time we've actually seen a Tri-Attack in the whole tournament. And, of course, I'm running the Toxic Tri-Attack variant here, so we get that nice little pinch in on the Boneyard there. That's not going to be healthy for it, and it is going to eventually beat the Roost, so it's either going to switch out eventually or it's going to go down.
I needed to get the knockoff first.
Oh, yeah. In comes, of course, the Ice Beam, puts another big hole in it, which is going to help that toxic damage.
And I'm just deciding, yep, you know what? Time to get out of here. This is not a winning process. Yes, and in comes the Metacham. Obviously, a high jump kick is fairly obvious, and given the set I was running, even if the Eviolite was still on there, a high jump kick would one-shot the Porygon, which just goes to show the stupid amount of power that Metacham has. But Rotom's Ghost form was also a fairly obvious switch, so I did go for the Fake Out first, kind of expecting the Rotom to come in, so I didn't do too much, but then when I switch out, I do go back into Mandibuzz, kind of expecting the Will-O-Wisp, and I didn't want that on my Excadrill. If I switched in predicting an electric move, I didn't want to take a Will-O-Wisp, so I wasn't going into Excadrill. Mandibuzz had sort of done its job at this point, so I was happy to sort of sack it off, and my Excadrill comes back in, and I'm scarfed this week, so I know Excadrill is going to outspeed basically everything.
And those stones, again, doing work for me. Just getting that chip damage on here, each switch, that's just advantage for me. Bisharp, again, is doing its job right back from turn 2.
Yeah. And it was really good. Like, most weeks I have run some form of hazard removal, like whether it be Rapid Spin on my Excadrill or Defog on Mandibuzz. This week, of course, I wasn't. Naturally.
Yeah, unfortunately, because of the knockoff, the Danger Duck just can't take 2 Earthquakes in a row. In comes, of course, Dr. Fistopoulos. We see the Kecleon, or another one of my many, many variants of the ridiculous number of Kecleons I've got here.
And here I was expecting a Drain Punch, so I'm just like, no, I'm out.
Unfortunately, I wasn't predicting into a Sucker Punch, so if that had been an Ice Punch, it would have been a lot better, but I was expecting to just have to Sucker Punch out a Excadrill there, so is what it is. But you get the recover off, which is quite nice for you. And unfortunately, that does eat an Ice Punch, which is still actually good against your ground type half.
Yeah, so it is still neutral damage, and
Ooh.
thankfully, I go for the Scald because that freeze would. Oh, I actually panicked because I thought, oh shit, now I'm frozen. I can't do. Oh no, wait, Scald, it's fine. But again, no burn. Still no burn.
This is
And
going back
again,
and
I'm
forth
just
here.
sitting in here. Gastrodon's sort of done what it needs to do. It's sat in here and sort of worn the Kecleon down. So I'm happy to just sack things off.
The thing about Kecleons is they're very bulky naturally in their special defense. So he's quite happy to just sit there and do things.
Surprisingly so.
Ridiculously so.
It's like what, base 120 or something?
130, I think.
Yeah. Either way.
Crazy. So switch out for the Rotom here. This is part of my initial game plan. Obviously, Protect fails. Here I was thinking of a second Protect, so I wasn't expecting the Protect to kick off in a moment, which you'll see just in a second. There we go.
Because it fails on a switch, you can then use it guaranteed the next turn.
Yeah. I was expecting very much this to be a Speed Boost, Protect, Substitute, Glipede like we saw last time. So I'd done some things to deal with that.
But of course, I actually wasn't running Substitute this week.
No. But we see a Rotom running Uproar, which is
wow.
obviously completely ridiculous.
Oh god, 3 speedos so quickly.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, I was running Baton Pass, and I could have Baton Passed out into Excadrill, but I don't know, for some reason I wasn't feeling it. So I'm just like, nah, do a bit more damage, get it worn down a bit more.
The thing to note about
And
Uproar
I'll
is
just-
that it gets past substitutes. That's why it was being run there.
Yeah, sounds
This particular Rotom is actually spec'd, hence why it's doing such a ridiculous amount of damage. Mole Breaker, of
but
course, getting
thankfully
past the...
Excadrill with Scarf is still going to outspeed.
Well, and your Mole Breaker was
And
the
would have
thing that's-
outspeeded even if the Rotom was Scarfed as well, so...
So we get the Fake Out to combine that with the chip damage from the stones there. Takes another chunk off you there. I'm obviously down to 8 hit points, so I'm not in a great situation. You switch out into Mystic. Now, from here, probably should have done something like something apart from a Sucker Punch, but that's what it is. Actually, I hit rocks, didn't I? Because that was a completely failed move on my part. If I had to hit you with
Yeah, I was
Ice
wondering
Punch,
about that,
great.
whether it was a
Yeah.
misclick or
Yeah.
just trying to change your typing
Misclick.
or something.
Yeah, misclick
Yeah.
there. Was actually meaning to go for a Sucker Punch, but then I realised afterwards that would have been a bad move anyway. It should have actually gone for the Ice Punch, which possibly would have actually killed the Medicham.
Possibly, yeah.
Didn't
Poison
read
Jab, though, is
the...
doing a number to Ickle Fable.
Exactly. Didn't realise the Medicham was running that, but it can't obviously one-shot the Glaceon. But the Glaceon can return the favour. It is, of course, Life Orb.
I was actually, I mean, I could have high jumped kick there, but I was kind of fearing that you were going to run Protect just for that very reason.
Is what it is. Valkelma does his job. So we are down to again chipped in Excadrill with a Glaceon that is poisoned. So we're basically down to the last numbers here. A crit had a slight chance maybe of killing the Excadrill. But obviously, yeah, the return is just going to do nothing. Well, it's going to kill me. That's what I mean. So you said you had like 34 hit points left there, I think.
I believe it was 34, yeah. I think when the Ice Shard went off, I had, I think, 67. And a normal Ice Shard brought me down to 34, so I don't think a crit would have taken me out, but yeah, obviously those, random number rolls are all a bit, up in the air. So managed to scrape a 1-0 win with 34 HP left.
Do you recall how many hit points were left on the Medicham at that particular point?
60, 70 odd.
60 or 70. Let's have to run a couple of numbers there. Because I'm just curious if I had actually picked a different move there, whether that would have actually changed that particular game or not.
Maybe.
Because if that had
maybe.
been like for the ice punch, who knows what that might have actually done. Let's crunch the numbers here. Mega Medi Cham. If I spell that
Then you would have
correctly.
been able to sucker punch with the Keckley on it, still would have been alive and probably would have got you the win.
Potentially, yeah, would have got the hit on the Excadrill. That's right. So let's see.
So those are the choices that get made in the heat of battle.
Yeah, you got 60. You had said 67 hit points left on the Medicham. You said
60 something, 70 something, somewhere there.
let's call it 70, just be on the safe side there. So 51%. With an ice punch. That would have done 60 to 71.8% damage. That would have killed.
It would have.
Would have killed. At 80 hit points, which was 59% life, it would have killed.
Yeah.
Wow.
You would have had to have had at least 60 points. Let's try actually putting those percentages in there again. Yeah, you would have had to have at least 81 hit points left to have survived an ice punch.
Which I certainly didn't have that much.
So there you go, boys and girls. There you go.
Yeah, it came right down to one move, one choice.
Hindsight.
Absolutely.
Yep. Hindsight's 2020.
Sadly,
Yes.
hindsight isn't a move, but foresight is, so...
Hindsight's also not safe for work.
Okay, moving on. So that's it. That's round 10. So next time
The
we
regular
have...
season is over.
It is. We're now into the finals, the semis first and foremost. So, Nova, you've got all the numbers here. Why don't you run us through who's where?
I do. I have all the numbers. So, as we all expected after about week one, Guffey finishes up the season on top. He does take the inaugural minor premiership. 9 wins, 1 loss, and a plus 27 differential. Second place, I did manage to secure with the win over Kaka. So I finished with 8 wins, 2 losses, and plus 25. Kaka, despite the loss, was still well entrenched in third place and finishes with 6 wins, 4 losses, and a plus 17 differential. And fourth place was secured by Beavwa with his win over Fern. So he finishes with 5 wins, 5 losses, and a minus 8 differential. So in terms of finals, we now, next week, will have, I believe it's just one-off matches of Guthie versus Kaka, first versus third, and myself versus Beavwa, which is second versus fourth. The 2 winners will then face off the week after in, I believe, a best of 3.
Yes, indeedy.
In the bottom half of the ladder, in 5th place, just missing out, is Duke and the Bidoofs with 4 wins, 6 losses, and a minus 17 differential. Close but no cigar.
I wasn't even close.
In 6th place, we have Llama, 3 wins, 7 losses, and a minus 11 differential.
I'm
Dezzle's
proud
in
of those
7th
losses.
place. Yeah, Dezzle's
Sorry.
in 7th place with the same wins and losses, 3 and 7, but has a minus 12 differential. So 1 KO on the side of Llama managed to secure in 6th place. And unfortunately, our esteemed Professor Fern is the cellar dweller, the lucky wooden spoon winner, 2 wins, 8 losses, and a minus 21 differentials. So there's always room for improvement, hey Fern.
Absolutely. Someone's got to come in last.
And there's always next year as well.
There is, and there's next season, and next season I'm going to be evil.
He's going to be the evil professor. We better watch out.
Yes, I'll be imposter Professor Fern. No, wait, that's probably next tax. We'll see. See if we can find a black lab coat somewhere.
Take a bunch of king clangs, you can be Dr. Robotnik.
Yes! I don't have the moustache.
Make sure you
though.
find some really nice boots.
Great boots and then a magnificent moustache.
Well, you've got
Yes.
time to work on the moustache.
Seriously,
Well,
I
I can
think
always
you need a
shave my hair
lifetime
off
to
and you
grow it
can
out like
do it
that.
to your face.
Yeah, so what I'm basically going to be doing with the stats, I'll be sending messages around to all the coaches of all the teams with some nominations for some end of season awards. We might do it like each team will have an MVP. There'll be things for most kills, best sweeps, best nicknames, those sort of things. So I'll send all those around, and we'll everybody can have a couple of weeks to think about what they want to vote for, and then. Come grand final night, once we do the wrap up on that, we'll have some awards handed out as well. But I'll leave the main season stats to base the awards on, and then I might keep some separate stats to the finals so that people's numbers aren't getting inflated and it's all nice and fair.
Sure.
Sounds quite solid. So that's a call out to you guys and girls to make sure you're here in 2 weeks' time.
Yes. By all means, place some bets in the comments. Who got which Pokemon got the most kills? Who had the most deaths? Which Pokemon came in every match and got no kills at all, or any number of the random things. So
There's a few of those.
sound
actually.
off and see if you're close.
Or you could always hit
See
up
how
the
closely
forums.
you've been following these wrap ups.
Yeah, well, you can also hit up the forums. We're over at the paxpokemonleague.net. There is a thread in the league discussion, I believe.
Yes.
Yep. And if you pop some thoughts in there, you can easily display things. We'll definitely have a look at the. I'll leave Nova, who wants to be in charge of the comments in the YouTube channel. We can also dig out at the thread there.
Just
I don't know.
duck in and grab 'em.
I'll keep an eye on it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we can table those up, and we can go through those potentially next week and see how we can do a people's choice thing next week. That'd be good.
Yeah, we can do that.
How can I appeal to you, the audience? Pick me, Ben. Llama.
This is
God
so.
damn
This
it.
has now become a Pokemon contest. We have
Yes.
to appeal to the
Dirtiest trick,
the,
Destiny Bond,
viewers.
Llama, done.
Paddle pops all around. We have Pokeblocks. It's good.
Does that mean I have to kill myself?
Can you Destiny Bond yourself? That's the question.
No, you Destiny Bond the judges.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
I believe in this one right alone because that's not PG.
All right, so before this gets any sillier, we should probably wrap up. Once again,
one
of
more thing I
course,
wanna-
don't forget to hit up the front page of the PAX Pokemon League and check out all the unveils for leaders for PAX East, which is happening, I believe, next week.
I think it is
Very,
next
very
week.
soon,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Yeah, there we
And I
have...
believe,
Because it was supposed to be, when we were just going to do a one-off grand final, it was going to be the same weekend as East, but now we've moved things around. So everybody who's having post-PAX blues after East can watch our grand final.
Absolutely. We have actually got some reveals for their elites coming up right about now. So check it
Oh, the
out.
haberdasher?
He's not an elite, unfortunately. Fancy hats
Oh,
should
okay.
immediately make him an elite. Sorry, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, the elites are chosen on the fanciness of their hat.
Mm.
Oh, I'm never going to become an elite again. Damn.
I am completely devoid of fancy hats. I am disappointed.
Yeah, I'm never going to be an elite at that rate.
If I only had a box full of fancy hats. Oh, I do.
Put a
Oh,
couple up on them.
I'll just wear hats upon hats upon hats.
hat stacking.
So this is now. Okay,
I've got a
so
pretty
this has
fancy hat.
gone.
That's not a hat.
Oh
That's
my
a
god,
mask.
it's a luchador.
So this has gone from Pokemon competition to Pokemon contest to Team Fortress 2. Good to know.
Yes, pretty much.
Always play Scout.
Again,
Anyway.
doesn't matter what you play as long as you have a fancy hat.
That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
I also hope to be able to do the unveil of the trophy in the next couple of weeks as well. It's actually currently drying on my kitchen table at the moment, so
Yeah.
just wait for that one. There's things in the works for that.
I've seen it. It's coming along very, very nicely.
Mm.
But
That's
the picture
pretty
I've
impressive.
got,
I didn't expect one.
the picture I've got is actually half. The thing's half held together by sticky tape, but whatever.
That's just the framework for the pseudo vice, because I don't actually have a wood vice, so I'm using masking tape to actually apply the pressure to let the glue actually cure properly.
No, duct tape fixes everything.
Exactly.
The duct tape will finish it, fix everything.
It's not gonna. It's gonna be actually bad for the varnish finish, and so we've got to kind of glue it together and then attach bits and pieces to it, then get a nice varnish going and then get some brass plates and things. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. We'll figure
And when I win, I will be very appreciative for all your work.
Well, the idea I want to do is I want to try to do maybe a little bit of a mini presentation of PACT, so we'll see.
Well, honestly, I don't think I'll be stopping him next week, so good luck, Guthrie or Kaka.
We'll see what happens.
Absolutely.
You've got some nasty tricks you could pull.
Well, that's true. I might be able to pull one last Smeagol trick out of the bag. We'll see what's left.
I mean, I've got my data mine on Guthrie already, so I don't really need to do too much work on that. I can possibly data mine Nova's team if you like.
No, it's not half the fun's just, can I come up with something that no one will expect? That's my only shot.
Or you could be me, bring the exact same thing every single week, and hopefully people don't notice.
Actually, no, if you want someone who's brought the same thing every week, Fern had 4 Pokemon brought 10 times.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got 4 with the perfect attendance award.
Everyone else had 1, maybe 2, if that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like with like the same movesets, the same items, the same abilities. Yeah. Every single other thing was too bad I couldn't get perfect attendance, but whatever.
Did I actually have any perfect attendances? As I know I didn't have the Clefable one week.
No.
The dragon thing didn't show up.
The Charizard, the Clefable, and the Porygon all came 9 times, and then Glaceon and Kecleon 8. But
yep, because that was a big thing.
all
this
those
week.
sort of stats will eventually get up on the forum after the season is over as well.
Sure.
Yeah. We may see Dragon thing next week. We'll see.
I'll put everything into a giant Google Doc, and everybody can look at the ridiculousness of what I've been keeping track of.
If there's something you can track in this tournament, he's kept it. It's a ridiculous amount of numbers. All right.
Yes, well, we've got a fair bit of data. You've got match stats, and I've got team stats. So
Between us, we have all the numbers.
Yeah, I only kept Pokemon stats and how many times you've used every single IV that you've possibly used, every single EV, every single move that you've used during the weeks, the amount of different Pokemon that you could possibly have. I have an Excel document for every single one of us.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got an Excel document. It's got the original draft in it, and then I've just copied the list from each person's to a new tab every week and gone, okay, they're going to use 6 of those 9.
Roll the dice.
My stat keeping is basically, okay, well, here's the art and for the logos, and this is all the podcast archives, and oh, hang on, wasn't I supposed to be getting Pokemon organised?
Oh yes, there's match this week.
Oh.
I'm supposed to be battling. What? Anyway.
Alrighty.
So, with that silliness, we should sign out.
Sure thing.
So, thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. Thank you for again for enjoying this this season. Join us next week for the semi-finals. And that is entirely the wrong button. That's the right button. We'll see you later.
10 weeks and we still can't get it right.